Well, happy Saturday evening here in Central Florida. It's Papa D, dazed and confused as usual, but coming to you tonight with another episode. Actually, version 2 of episode 8. Unfortunately, those of you who got to see our live broadcast of version 8 last week, the system somehow lost the video or bumped the video. So we're going to rerun another live broadcast, give us a chance to catch up on what's going on, and bring Angela in here in just a second. But just wanted to give you all thanks for coming back again, spending some time with us, and just want to recap what has transpired over the last 48 hours and a little bit more of episode 8, where we spoke about the X interview and some other items of interest leading up to, of course, the big election this year. So with no further ado, let me bring in my co-host here. Angela, you out there somewhere?
I'm here.
And there she is. How you doing tonight?
Doing good.
Things hopping up there in Tennessee?
Oh, yeah. Going full blast.
Awesome.
But we're doing good.
That's good. Well, like I said, we had a great broadcast of episode 8, but the replay didn't come through on the channel, so we're going to give it a second try. And again, for those of you that are catching the links through Facebook, we're going to post each of the episode links to the Facebook page, but we won't run a live feed over there because clearly that is a little problematic. But
no, I guess.
Yeah, something's going on. I'm not quite sure what it is, but we don't like losing the episode. So, but with that being said, we've got a pretty interesting week, wouldn't you say? I mean, we're leading up here to the DNC. We did have the X interview, and that was interesting, and we can talk a little bit about that. But I think what we're going to do, I'm looking at... let's see if I can... It's just not playing nice with me, some of the feeds today, but that's all right. But the polls are changing constantly as we...
they've changed a lot even since yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, I'm just looking at Rasmussen now, and Rasmussen's got Trump up by 4 at this point. Fox News, of course. But the other polls are what are interesting, and as we've said before, they're ever changing, and they are tightening. And even when you get into CNBC, that's the one that's blowing my mind right now. Have you seen that latest CNBC poll?
No.
It's showing Trump up by 2. They flipped completely now. So the things we've said all along.
Overall?
And that overall. Yeah, this is an overall head-to-head. And this is as of today. So they're slowly changing. Who hasn't changed is tightening, and who is changing is, of course, changing pretty rapidly, quickly. So, but I'll let you've got some more of the detail on the poll numbers and whatnot, and then we'll just jump back in and kind of recap over what's going on now. And we are on what now, Angie? Day 28 without a press conference?
8.
28 days, folks. The person who's going to solve all the problems of the world had 3.5 years to do it, and
28 days and going strong.
Going strong. Just Joe's in the bunker and she's somewhere. I think she had a rally the other day, and there was like 250 people attended it. Good job.
Yeah, she had quite an economic layout too. We'll get to that. I definitely want to go over that.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you roll with that. You can pick up, because you dove fairly deeply there into the poll numbers. So go ahead and get that.
You want me to start with that?
I'm not sure if I have you set up. I do not. All right, that's fine.
That's
We'll
okay.
stick with this. Yeah,
All right.
it's a go.
Okay. So, like he said earlier, polls have been kind of floppy, flippy, wishy washy all over the place. We kind of figured that was going to happen just with, the Harris and Walz campaign kind of settling in, and then the week leading up to the DNC, that's going to give them a little bit of boost. But after the events of yesterday, which we'll discuss after this, I'm not so sure anymore that she's going to get as big of a bump as she thinks she's going to get from this. But anyway, regardless. So, like Dad said, overall by 2, they're showing Trump up nationally, which is huge because he was up by 1 nationally yesterday, that I had seen. So it's a positive direction. We'll take it. Um, he is up in Georgia still. He is up in Nevada. He is up in North Carolina. And Arizona, yesterday he was ahead. Today it's Harris. So that one changes day to day. I feel like Arizona is a really hot one right now, especially since their governor endorsed Trump a few days ago. So I think that's, come into play. Right now, what I was looking at the most yesterday was the Electoral College forecast, I guess. We're going to call it a forecast. So, right now, the Republicans and, the Trump Vance ticket are at 235 projected. And if he stays ahead in Arizona, he's pretty much already got Georgia unless, crazy something happens. It's leaning more in his direction and for longer. It's not as flip-floppy like Arizona is right now. And then the biggie, as everybody knows, Pennsylvania, if he can get those 3, he takes away, he wins the election at 281.
He walks away with it.
So those battleground states for him right now are going to be where you're going to see the Trump and Vance. Yeah, that's where you're going to see the rallies coming in more in the next couple of weeks, especially after the Democratic National Convention. You're going to see them hit those states hard because those are the states where they have pull. They want more of a lead in those states going forward. But we're in the right direction. Trump had a rally today in Pennsylvania. It was the most poised and on topic and just straight to the guts of it that I have seen him in several rallies. He is focused, I feel like, and he's coming out there. He's hitting all the highlights, no farting around. He has his little jabs. Who's not going to? They're politicians. But he seems like he's, the heels are digging in, and it's all systems go for the Trump campaign. So that's good to see, especially after, what was said by Kamala Harris about the economy that she has, that we can all look forward to if she wins the presidency. So, but yeah, it's looking good so far.
It's looking good, yeah, and I'm looking right now. I just brought up, I don't want to thank Real Clear Politics again for what they do, and we certainly reference them a lot. We reference, the polls, one of which, the Rasmussen, is the one that we look closely at. But if you look at this right now, I mean, you're looking at Pennsylvania. This is only Pennsylvania, Trump versus Harris head-to-head. And where this just a week ago was a completely different spread outlook. And again, we're talking about polls, and you're talking about likely voters, and you're talking about votes, not overall electoral college wins. Pennsylvania is now a completely different polling state, even from a week ago. And I think, like you said, I mean, after the DNC, after they have their convention, there's going to be a bump. There's going to be a change in these numbers. But I believe that Pennsylvania is the key state that, as everybody's talked about, and it is trending in a week to 10 days, about, let's just say, half the time that she's not given a press conference. It's trending back away, and the numbers are coming back in line where they were prior to her being the candidate. So again, things are looking really good. I mean, they're either close or, again, the trends are flipping. So, really good things. Really, really good numbers. Again, there's people, the media, certain segments of the media are hitting the panic button, trying to hit the panic button to shake up those of us who know what's actually going down and what's going to happen. So we just got to keep focused, and
Right.
we've got to keep pushing. We've got to keep
Mhm.
getting out instead of talking trash, talk about the things that matter, and that's what Trump's doing. It's the economy, it's immigration,
Right.
uh, people that are getting hurt, which is just about everybody. Uh, don't want to hear what's coming out of the Harris camp about how they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do the other thing, they're going to fix things on day one. Well, the problem they're forgetting is they're sitting in the office right now. And even though she's not the president, she is part and parcel with his policy. So get him out of the bunker and do something. Don't wait until you feel you have to win a theoretical elect, not theoretical, but win the election. So we'll see where all the dust lands on that. Just wanted to mention, too, again, you mentioned it, Ange, Trump's demeanor, and he's
Mhm.
able. He's playing. He's not playing it cool. His demeanor is that of just matter of fact. This is it. It's important. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is what she hasn't done. There's the rhetoric, the jabs are there, but his way of handling himself in the last few weeks is settled in, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
And I think that was a good indication. We talked earlier in the week on episode 8, version, or take 1, version 1, about the X interview. And it's just like
Oh
having a
yeah.
conversation with one of the guys, and let's have a beer and talk about the things that are important,
Very
and
calm.
just calm and collected. Not really any different, but it's going to make for
No.
interesting.
And it was very relatable to a lot of people to hear them explain things, not in, like legislative terms, like if you were on the Senate floor, but like if you went out to eat with one of your friends that you haven't seen in a long time, and you guys, happen to both be into politics and you're having that discussion over dinner, that's what it felt like to me. It was more relatable for the average American, I feel like, to hear that conversation. And it was quite lengthy. We did talk about that in the episode that we did prior. Um, it was a few hours, and they talked about a lot of big topics that,
Hmm.
um, have become those key issues for everyone, voting this cycle. And it's good to know that um, not only can Trump talk about those things, but give perspective and solution potential. So it's not just I'm giving you a list of all these things. It's okay, yeah, there's these things, but this is how I'm going to work towards, redirecting them into a more positive for everyone. And we need that. You need to hear the whys, the hows, and the what are we going to do. And
Correct.
he's sticking to that, and I'm excited because he's
Well,
hunkering down and
facts win
getting to the
elections.
seriousness of it, which he has been serious. Right.
Yeah, facts win elections. I mean, it's this bull of on day one we're going to do this, on day one we're going to do that, and yeah, Trump says it too. He's got things to do and he wants to do, but the difference is he has a plan. And the party has a plan. Uh, the Democratic Party, unless something comes out soon, you go to their website. There's no plan of action, and this is what we stand for, and this is what we're going to do.
No.
To the degree that the GOP has done it. So, take a breath, folks, because once the convention happens, God only knows what's going to come out of that. And all they've been doing so far is mimicking all the policies and plans that the Trump administration is planning on taking. And these are all things that they have said in the past that they, or that they disagreed with, that they reversed course on. And all of a sudden, it's a great idea when it's coming down here inside of come up on
Oh yeah.
90 days ish till the big day. So, but Yeah, leave us your comments about that. Let us know what you think and what your thoughts are. How you feel about these swing states. Even what is going to be your election night menu? Is it a popcorn night? Is it a full blown party night? Uh, we will be here.
Are you getting
Uh,
dressed up fancy?
yeah.
You
Is it going to
know,
be
what's
yeah,
your
shirt?
vibe? What's your
What's yeah? What's your vibe? You hit me. Is it going to be a tuxedo night? Is it going to be a toga party night? You know, it will be interesting.
right?
But
Hey, you can do a theme. You can do you know, it's gonna be one for the record books. I have a
right,
feeling, and
and we will be
I
here.
have faith that America's gonna make the right choice.
I believe so. I think, as I've said before, many times, and as we've both said, all that really matters is what takes place in the box. And unfortunately, we have to make sure that the forces of evil are overshadowed by the forces of right, just purely by pure numbers. I am not worried about the votes. I am worried about the vote integrity, and that's the bigger concern. So, and it's been said that you not only have to win the election, you have to win it resoundingly so, just to take into account or to allow for, I think, the things, and like many have said, the things that we believe will be pulled. Um, so we'll see. But getting out voting is one thing, and we'll talk more
Right.
about at the end. We always bring up the Protect the Vote project. We can talk more about that, but very important. You can look that up and become part of the solution, not be someone who is either part of the problem or someone who just lets someone else take care of it or worry about it. We all need to worry about that, and we'll talk more about that
Right.
that website and that endeavor. But moving on to that, the polls again. They're swinging. They're moving. It's a fast moving target, but paying attention to who is in the know and the pollsters that are trustworthy and not biased, and not just
Right.
looking at likely votes, not the overall effect. We are, I think, in a very comfortable position, and we just can't. You just got to keep glancing back in that rearview mirror and make sure those people that are on our tail stay there. And working hard in getting the word out is how we do it, and that's what we're trying to do. Uh, we're not the biggest, the brightest, and the most
Right.
flashiest, but getting the word out is important. But
So
what's next
important.
on your agenda, Ange? I know you've got. We're trying to do a recap and an update at the same time, so I don't want to steal your
Um,
thunder on that.
no, you're good. I was gonna go over. I'm sure a lot of people, you know, hopefully you guys are out there, like we've been suggesting for a couple weeks. Get out there, start doing your research, watch these news stations, all of them. Um, you know, maybe ones that you haven't tried watching before. Maybe a lot of you have heard about it. You read online the articles. Um, you know, Kamala came out yesterday in North Carolina, and she had a little speech
Mm.
session about how she is going to manage and fix the economy. And she gave a few little segments as to how she's going to achieve all of that. And I just want to go down a quick list, Dad, first before we
Oh,
get to talking about all this because it is wild. I'm going to go down the list real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay? All right.
absolutely.
Did you take your high blood pressure medicine today? Because you
I'm
might need
taking a
it.
double dose because I know exactly where this is going. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
rock and
So
roll.
first on the list, you know, she starts off with a whammy. She wants fixed mandated pricing for food by the federal government. Doesn't matter if it comes from a big corporation or a farmer, fixed pricing. So that means that's we'll break it down in a minute. I'm just going to go down the list real quick, okay?
Yeah,
Then
the
she
first.
goes
This
on
is
that she
phase one of
wants
socialism.
Right. Right. This is how they ease you in without making you think that it's like not good. It is just not good. We'll talk about the whys, but this is the list. Okay. Next, she goes on to say that she wants fixed housing prices for renters, which means any landlord out there for a set number of rooms in your house, like if a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and so on, can only rent it out for X amount of dollars. Doesn't matter how many upgrades they have to do, how much lumber is, or appliances are, or anything else. This is the price. So that's coming uh, if she gets her way. Then she wants
Mm-hmm.
to cancel all the medical debt. Just poof, gone
Okay.
into oblivion with the student debt too. So, we're going to get all our debt wiped away. And then she
We're going to
wants,
bankrupt the hotel,
if you're a
the
first time
hospitals.
home buyer, oh yeah, all of it just gone. We're not gonna pay for anything. Just free for all. But the one that I jumped off the couch. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I jumped off the couch. I couldn't even believe that this escaped her mouth. Okay. She wants to, for all the first time home buyers in America, $25,000 just guaranteed to you to put towards closing costs of your house. Um, and guess what, you guys? And the taxpayers get to pay for all of it. That's the best part. And they're going to
Yeah.
raise your taxes to be able to pay for all that too, just so you guys are aware. So it just
Well,
gets
keep
so
that in
great.
mind.
Communism is wonderful, isn't it?
Well,
It's great. That's what
and
they think. They think
and
communism is wonderful.
they think communism is wonderful, but this is what it actually could be called: communism.
Oh, that is a good one, Dad.
Yeah, thank you. I get lucky once in a while.
I
Did
have
it
not
come up?
thought of that yet.
Did it hit up there? Is it there? Is it there? It is. Y'all see that? I'm not sure if that came up before or not, but that's the New York Post, which is hard to believe they actually are saying that. But yeah,
I'm in
$1.7
shock.
trillion
New York
economic plan.
Post. Ooh.
And where does $1.7 trillion come
Mm-hmm.
from? Out of thin freaking air
Hardworking Americans.
and out of your pockets. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to control everything. Budget breaking 1.7 trillion is what they're calling it. Government price controls, and this
Oh
this
yeah.
is this is communism. And this is how it starts, folks. You got a lot of
It's what
people
Cuba
who,
did.
well, and this is not the first time that communism's been tried and it's failed many times, and you know we're going to go into debt. We're going to pay for all this. The government's going to control everything. Like Angie said, if you have a home and you're renting it out or an apartment building and you've put $1 million or $2 million into it to renovate it and make it nice, government's going to tell you what you can charge. If you're buying a house, you get
Mm-hmm.
$25,000 just because they feel it's a good thing. If you have a bunch of debt, which we all have, and we're all wrestling with all the time,
Mm-hmm.
well, government could just, with a stroke of a pen, make it all go away. Doesn't matter the hotels, the hospitals
Right.
now
Just poof.
don't have those resources anymore. Um, we get to pay for everybody's student loans. I went to my wife and I both carried
Right.
student loans when we were in college, and guess what? Like a lot of people, especially in our generation, we paid them. Wasn't fun. It was a struggle, but we paid them.
Well, it's an integrity issue. If you take out a loan, it's a contract. You sign a contract with the lender that says, "Hey, I'm going to borrow this much money, and you're going to charge me some interest, and then I'm just going to pay it back because that's the contract that I signed."
Mm-hmm.
So now they're saying, well, you can sign anything you want to and do anything you want to, and the government's just going to take care of it. You don't have to worry about it at all. And how fair is that, like you said, Dad, for those who have gone through the process and paid their student loans and paid them off, God willing, that's not everybody's situation right now, but eventually, hopefully, it's a slap in the face to them. There's an
Absolutely.
air of fairness that needs to be laid out, and um, I was thinking about how bad it's going to cause. It's going to make the 2008 housing crisis look like a day in the park. Okay,
Right.
because here's the problem: one, the housing costs are going to go up because they're going to add in the $25,000 that you're getting for free from the government that these taxpayers have had to pay for you to get. And then these people are going to get homes because now they magically have enough to put a down payment on it to, get inside the home and sign on the dotted line until they realize how much the every month that they have to pay for their mortgage and they can't afford their mortgage. So then they're going to default on the home. And then we're going to have
Yeah.
an abundance of homes just sitting there in foreclosure because all these people went out and got loans that can't afford it because the government's not going to pay your mortgage.
No, they're going to get you in the house.
So it just,
That's what they're going
and
to
then,
do.
right. And then on top of that, we have all the new, illegal immigrants pouring in by the millions. Okay. And they want total amnesty for these people. What do you think new American, if they've never owned a home in America before. So guess what? 25,000 for you. It's like an Oprah episode. She's just throwing out checks like they're going out of style. I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, and that's you're talking
Somebody's
almost
got to
$2
rein it
trillion
in.
it would cost. And $2 trillion, like we have $2 trillion sitting around waiting to pay for things. I think when someone gets their student loan debt forgiven and they go to work for the first time, I think that the employer that they're trying to sign on with to use that fancy new freshly printed degree should be allowed to question that. How'd you pay for your student? How did you get through college? Did you work a couple jobs like
Mm-hmm.
I did? Got a couple of small grants, but mainly loans and work, and paid it all back. Oh, what your education cost you $100,000? Oh, you just got washed away. Well, that shows responsibility right there. And there are people that have been on the news I've seen in the last week or so. There's clips, there's YouTube, interviews on YouTube, and they're talking to young folks who are saying, "Yeah, I've got 120, 200, $300,000 of debt, and I'm not paying it because I've been waiting for it to be washed away," and trying to explain to them that they're hurting themselves by not paying
Right.
their loans. But they're just like, "No, we're just waiting because it's going to get washed away, so we're just not going to pay it. So we're going to really hurt ourselves while we're waiting for something to happen. It may not ever happen, and this is per the Supreme Court. So, but I think that shows a level of well, it's that woke mentality. That,
Irresponsibility.
yeah, it's just.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if that factors in when you interview for a job at a position at especially a large company or engineering firm or whatever you're doing, and you aside from being a very smart person who got uh, money through grants and through scholarships and whatnot. But if you can come out and say, "Yeah, well, I just borrowed it, knowing I was
Right.
just going to get it washed away one day," not the kind of person I'd want running my company or being involved in my
Right.
company.
Or they're just going to college on bogus majors that they have no intention of
Yeah,
ever using. It's an excuse to go out and party and have fun in college and not be responsible.
yeah, and it all costs money, and they don't realize that that party costs money until they're out, and then they've got to get slapped in the head, and they've got to pay it back. So, I've been there. I mean, I'm not talking from a guy who
Right.
doesn't understand it. I mean, when I got out of school, my wife and I both, and we were able to struggle and manage it, and make those payments monthly, and there was back in those days there was no joke. Banks said we want our money. We expect to get it, even though it's subsidized. So we'll see what happens with that. But right now, it's not looking very good for that. So just a little side note to all the people that are out there waiting for the wipe away. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Continue waiting.
Yeah, continue waiting, and unless the Supreme Court changes its mind and takes the estoppel off of the executive actions, uh, y'all going to find out it was a bad idea. So start writing them checks, folks. You do a little bit more Uber Eats or something, I guess. Um,
Something.
let's see that. And I digress. Where are we next, Ange? I'm following through here on my notes, but I know they're going to be
I
conflicting
don't
where
know.
you were.
I got hung up on the whole economic collapse
That
situation
just
that we're going to be facing. So that
yeah,
kind of just threw me for a loop.
and well, that's the thing that again, people need to do the research, not just say I stand for this, that, and the other thing. The cost of this is almost $2 trillion, and even the liberal media is going, huh? Taking pause with this. If all these
Yes.
things are so
Now
important,
I was
why
going to
haven't
say
you done it?
that they were having a very hard time. Right. The liberal media or a few of the networks we can't mention.
Nope.
They were really struggling yesterday after this, speech situation that she was. I don't even know what to call it. It wasn't a rally. It was just like a, hey, look at me. I'm going to talk crazy, and then I'm going to leave the stage, and I'm not going to talk to anyone for like 3 days. Um, so
Yeah.
I, I, okay. Here's what I'm wondering though, Dad. To kind of segue into like the DNC coming up, and I've found out some information on it. But how in the world are these people who are going to be speaking, who have already been scheduled to speak on these specific days, which they'll usually release like the day of, is we'll get the update of who's speaking that night or whatever. How are they going to spin communism? Like I don't see it working out.
Well,
I don't
they don't
understand
call it
how they're going to make
communism.
that like
They
a
they
happy
they
thing.
yeah, they will play it. They'll just play the way they've been playing the storyline now. The common folk, the people with the brain between their ears and not just peanut butter, understand what communism is, and everything will end up being an entitlement. Everything will end up being we all deserve. This is the left leaning progressive. They don't call it liberal anymore. They call it progressive. This is a progressive way of looking at it. We have to give everybody a fresh start. We have to make sure that nobody's being hurt, and the media is just going to fall in line. Now, they have already. They do in the past. They have already, and
Oh
they
yeah.
will fall in line, and they will read the script as well as she and everyone on that stage will be reading their script off the teleprompter. The top has already made its determination, and they will fall in line that this is all not communism. This is a progressive agenda that helps Americans. It helps some Americans because it gets rid of things that they should be responsible for, and it hurts the rest of us. They're not going to cover that. They never will. So it'll be interesting, like you said, how they report it.
No.
Because people like you and I, and the people that watch the podcast and watch the channel, will look at it and go, "What are you talking about? How is that a good thing? How is adding $2 trillion to our debt a good thing?" And
Right. We
restructure
can't.
the debt, make it.
We're unable to balance a budget as it is. We're leaning into any network at all, but I mean that's what's coming down the pike.
Yeah. So no, it's going to be interesting how they play it, but they're going to play it just like they've always played it, and how the anti side of how they played the RNC. We provided our bullet points for the election for America for the next 4 years, and that got tore apart as being hyperbole. But now, what, a month later, a month and a half later, not even.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah, who's laughing now, and who's using the same talking points? So whatever. It's gonna be interesting, though. I cannot wait to see it. I can't say that I'm going to be able to stomach much of it, but we will do it just to be able to report it.
I'll try. I'm gonna watch as much as I can and take frequent, screaming into the pillow breaks. That is my
That's all.
suggestion for you guys. You know, it's okay. It's okay to get upset. Um, you wouldn't. I think it shows your patriotism as an American if those types of talking points and plans and ideals make you upset, because that's not
Right.
how
And it
America
should.
was founded, and that's not how it's supposed to treat its citizens. Um, so absolutely, if you're mad, that's okay, and but like we said, you have to be informed, and the only way you're going to get informed on all sides is if you pay attention to all sides.
That's right.
It's going
Uh, Oop, I hit
to
that a little
prepare
too early. I
yourself.
got to turn off this thing. There we go. But you're absolutely right. Stay informed, do your research, make your own decisions. But hey, Ange, I found this. I found this online. This will give you an idea of what Kamala's and the Democratic
Absolutely.
positions will be. Total failure as a border czar. Defense supports defunding the police. Wants to make illegals into voting citizens. Ranked more liberal than Bernie Sanders. Tie-breaking vote on huge spending bills, which is no reason to not add another $2 trillion once you potentially could be president. And then terrorists should be able to vote, because why not?
Everybody should, why
So,
not? Right.
Meet Kamala Harris. So yeah, everybody should be, as these things come out, everybody with a brain. Again, nobody with, the folks that have peanut butter in their head aren't going to get it. Those majority of us, common sense, thinking Americans, tax-paying Americans, the ones that actually support our police, support our military, and love the country, should be completely
right
off the edge, and will be. And I believe that will translate, when people think through this. This will translate to people standing there with, how do we say before, Edgy? Just themselves and God in the voting booth, and make a concerted, unwoke, smart decision to keep this country intact and moving forward, not being completely cast into a third world status, and being turned into a communist nation. Because when the government takes over all aspects of private life and controls pricing, controls the individuals, that's not democracy anymore, guys.
Right. If this is, it's not.
So,
I do want to say one more thing about the DNC, though, Dad.
No, go ahead. You got it.
So Biden is, he's still our president. And he normally at conventions, yeah, I know, right? We saw him a few times this week. He was moving a little, answered a few questions, a little livelier than normal. Maybe it's the stress leaving the body. I'm not sure, but
they're giving him more ice
regardless,
cream. It's the ice
yeah,
cream.
on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He earned it, poor thing. I mean, bless his heart. But he normally, the sitting president, if they are running, or like in this situation, the vice, whatever. Though the two top, the vice president and the president or whoever would be speaking on night 4. That's the main event night. That's when all the elites come out, like the Obamas and the Clintons and, the Pelosi's and all of those, hobnobby people. Biden should be speaking on night 4, but that's not how they're doing it. No. They've got him slated to open the whole shebang Monday night with a God only knows what speech, and that's what's going to kick off the DNC, Dad.
Oh yeah, well they've got to have him. They got to have him front and center, so everybody understands.
I guess.
I'm fine. It was all good. This is a great decision, and this is what's best for the party. But not even a week ago, not even a few days ago, Biden made the statement confirming that he was unhappy and that he was pushed out. So to sit there now, or to sit in any public venue, and to act as if he made that decision on his own when he's already said he was pushed out, he was very upset about it and that it wasn't fair.
Right.
But
It
again,
was a coup. He confirmed that.
it was a coup. But the media has to cover those comments in order for them to be something that can be questioned later when a different speech in different venues is made. And they're not.
Right.
So, again, it comes down to the fair outlets, the streaming services, like us, where we're not obliged to do anything but tell the truth. We report what Trump says. We report what Kamala, well, in this case, doesn't say. And then when she does say something or does have can be construed to be a policy plan, that is a complete meltdown for the nation. But he's going to open up, and it's going to be interesting to see how that plays, considering the comments he's made here in the last few days, within the last week.
Right. Which I do believe, Dad, that he is doing completely out of spite, and I have a theory. Now, I know on this channel we're not about conspiracy theories, and this is not that. This is just like a kind of a gut feeling of, based off of what we're seeing Biden and his speaking points at the last few days, this is what I'm taking away from that. You don't have to take away from that. But just as a personal feeling, what he said on the tarmac before they had their joint meetup about lowering the cost of prescription drugs. It's all over YouTube, the clips. The press got to ask him a few questions. And during the day, because this happened in the afternoon, the whole day, and I've been covering the news, watching, reading constantly. So the whole narrative is that Kamala is trying to distance herself from Biden and take her own stance on her policies and her future and all this and that. He got on that tarmac and was answering the questions like, she's doing exactly this and she's doing exactly that. She's sticking with the economic plan that we have. She's sticking with the border policies that we have, and she's not straying away from what we've already set in stone, even though the media all day was trying to make a point that that's not the case and that she's doing her own thing. So I really think he has nothing to lose, like we've said in the past. Mm-hmm. If he wanted to go out there on Monday night and make an absolute spectacle, Dad, there is no one that is going to stop that man at this point, and he has nothing to lose edge-wise either way.
Yeah, he's already become the sacrificial lamb for the party. So yeah, what's he got to lose? To go out there and just go off monitor or off plan. It'd be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked at all. But we also have to imagine is that they've got him pretty tightly controlled, and
that's true. I wonder when Jill's gonna speak.
Yeah, they'll pretty tightly control the message getting out. They'll pretty tightly, he wants his. And in his defense, he wants his legacy to be intact. Which his legacy is not so much what's happened in the last 3.5 years. He's trying to protect his legacy from a lifelong service in government. So we'll see if he has the ability, the time, the chance, or whatever to go off script a little bit. And we'll see how he really feels.
Right, we'll see.
But anyway. But it's just all coming back. We've got a very interesting week coming up, guys. We're going to be covering every bit of it that we can. We'll do the recaps on it to give you the Cliff Note version, because I know a lot of people don't have the time to sit and, either sit and watch it or, in some cases, stomach it. It's like some of it's going to be like watching an episode of that other TV show with all the women on it that hurt our heads.
Oh, the View. Oh boy.
Well, yep, that show. We were going to say it, but yeah, that TV show. So we'll see what comes out of it. But it will be an interesting week. After that, we will have debates. Debates have been quasi-scheduled. Unfortunately, they're not going to be Fox debates. Looks like we got an ABC debate scheduled, and I know the potential date was set on the vice presidential debate. They're still trying to work those details out. But a head-to-head between the two of them should be very interesting. And I know that President Trump has made it clear that this doesn't bother him at all. Change of candidates, it's not all about Sleepy Joe. It's about policy, and it's about the future of the country. And he has no problem debating
Right.
Miss Kamala. So it'll be an interesting event. We will. That's coming up in September, I believe. So we'll keep an eye on that. And,
Yeah, that one's in
keep
September,
focus.
and the
Go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a more delay here tonight than we
Oh,
normally have.
Vance already proposed. Yeah, he proposed another debate, which would be on CNN, and Walt has yet to comment on it. So there could be a second vice presidential debate. We're just not sure. But I think the more debates, the better.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing that President Trump has said. They want to have debates. He'll debate as much as possible. It's just got to be a fair debate. A venue that's not, somebody's treating this as a one-sided. There's only one candidate there, one to be beat up and one to be ignored. So it'll be interesting. We will cover that, but we have to get through the DNC first. Yeah. See if policy comes out. See what that is. Again, don't panic. Don't let the polls make you crazy, because by God they will. There's going to be, these things are moving in the right direction now. They'll move back the other way. They're going to move 15 different directions over the next 15 days. But keep a track on the states, the swing states. Again, Arizona, New Mexico, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida. Florida's never. I keep saying Florida. That's just in my head. That's a swing state, and it's not
Florida's
anymore.
Pretty much that. Nevada.
And Pennsylvania's the big one. I mean, the 19 electoral college votes coming out of Pennsylvania is going to be key. I mean, you look at Pennsylvania, Arizona, New Mexico, and North Carolina. What are you talking? 10, 20, 30, 44, 45? There's 45 electoral votes.
43. Yeah.
We got 11 in Arizona, 5 in New Mexico, North Carolina 16, Georgia 16, and Pennsylvania's 19. So, I mean, those states combined is 40, 43, whatever it comes out to be, out of the 270, and that's where the Florida's 30 and Texas 40 will really be along with those states and all the states that we already know we have. Going throughout the Midwest up to the northern region. All the single-digit electoral college votes, but when you add them up and you add them into an electoral college potential winning map, it really makes it clear. And one place that I go, and I'm going to give a plug out to these people because I think they do a great job, and you might want to check them out too. If you probably have already. But it is a YouTube channel by the name of Gold Crown Politics. And they are amazing. I mean, they put out just about every day or two, and they go through the electoral college map, and he brings his own dynamics into how he comes up and where we stand on each state, and he does an amazing job. So if you want to check that out, I'd recommend anybody check that out. Again, I'm not compensated. I just know that who I have always followed, and I've followed for quite a while. And Gold Crown Politics is one of them. You would get a very different perspective if all you're looking at is popular vote, likely voter polls. And they do a
Right.
great job, and I recommend them highly. Go out and check them out, and if you feel the same way as I do about them, subscribe to their page and really take advantage of all the information they put together for you. And you'll get a very clear idea of where this race truly stands. And again, I'll be looking very closely at the analyses that they do as we head through the DNC. So check them out. That pretty much takes it for tonight. We were going to make this a kind of a recap condense anyway because our first episode got washed out. I think we hit everything plus a couple of other things. I did want to.
Yeah.
Where to go? We always, and we mentioned this earlier. There it is. There we are. There we go. Protect the vote. You guys need to check this website out also. We talk about this every episode, every week. What matters is, getting out the vote, but the votes are only as good as they are if they are counted. And this site will give you a lot of good information. It will allow you to go out and sign up.
Right.
You can pick your state, go to your state. Let's see, the great state of Florida. And you can go in there, give your information, become a volunteer. You can report anything you see, any kind of irregularities. Get prepared to be a poll watcher, election law education. Great site, and again, the whole behind. And again, we get nothing from them. It's just a site that I have signed up for, and I think is very important to help you with your research, allow you to become part of the fix, not allow a lot of people to become the problem. And I think it's well worth the time. So go out and check them out. It's Protect the Vote,
Yeah.
protectthevote.com. Sign up. They take contributions to run the page. Certainly, you can do that. But give you a chance to understand where the issues are and things you might be able to do to possibly help and correct them. So that's my shameless plug for
Right.
them. Which, again, we don't get compensated. We don't get sponsored. But when I see a channel or I see a page that I think is of great interest, we want to make sure you guys know about it also. It's part of the reason we're here. So
Exactly.
check
And
it
I
out.
want to say too, especially if you're in one of these poll flip-flopping swing states, I absolutely highly suggest that you go to this website and check it out. And if you feel inclined to volunteer, please do. Those are the states that, if they're in high play, like Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, Nevada, if you are a Republican watching in one of those states right now, um, if you're watching right now or if you're watching the replay, take some time out this week and go check out that website. Um, it's just really good to have everyone in a collective as a team. And the only way we're going to win this election, if you're on the Democratic side, you're also trying to win. That is true. But if you're Republican, please go check this website out. You will not be disappointed. It's very informative. They're not pushy to get money out of you. It's just purely for your education and to protect the vote that you cast on election day.
That's right. And as this says, I am not concerned about Kamala. I am concerned about the voting machines and ballot stuffing, folks. That's what you should be worried about. We know who we're
Mm-hmm.
voting for and who's voting for who. There is a certain percentage that is still in play, but they're still finding ballots, thousands of ballots stuffed in warehouses that were never counted from the last election.
Right.
So getting out there and being a part of it is important. And we hope you feel the same way and just at least go check it out. So what do you think? I think that brings us right up to the top of the hour. And
Yeah, I feel good about it.
we've got a lot coming up, guys. Keep your eyes open. Watch the news. Don't just watch the news that you like. Watch the news that you might otherwise not. If you don't know what the other side is thinking, go to any of the major news outlets. And they won't know what they're thinking, but the news will be making up a byline that'll let you know what they'll be thinking eventually. But you need to know what both sides are coming from. And then, again, when you make your decision, you make a good informed decision. It's between you, God, and the ballot box. But again, we're not mincing words when Angie and I, where this channel knows where we're coming from and where we think the best chance for this country is. If you agree, great. If you don't, drop us a comment. We will take it under advisement. And, like I said, it's a free country, at least for now. And we want to try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And this is our little chance to hopefully try to keep
Make
it.
a contribution.
Make a little contribution, that's right. So I think with that, we can, Ange, you can say our thanks. And we'll get this thing locked and hopefully have the episode that'll stay up this time.
Whew, fingers crossed, you guys. So in closing tonight, I just want to say thank you to everyone for sticking with us. Dad's over there trying to figure out buttons.
Well, no, I'm trying to cross my fingers, but I ended up doing a Vulcan thing. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, a Vulcan finger cross. Well, if that doesn't carry any weight, I don't know what does.
If that doesn't
there you
hurt
go.
your head,
Live long
that'll
and
hurt.
prosper, folks.
Live long and prosper. That's what we're trying for, folks.
Right, we're trying. If you want to live long and prosper, you vote red. Vote the Republican ticket. Do your research. Keep looking at the polls every day. If you're in a swing state, go on and check out Protect the Vote. Yeah, two excited looking patriots right there.
Tell you what.
But I just want to say thank you to everyone for sticking around. And if you're new and you're just coming across our channel, you're just seeing this video for the first time, you want to just sit down and have a chat with us a couple times a week, really get up to date on, the highlights of the news, maybe what's been said, the polling updates, all those things. Hit the subscribe button, give us a like, let us know in the comments that you're a new subscriber and how excited you are to be an American patriot and vote in a couple of months. What are you looking forward to seeing over the next couple of weeks? Are you looking forward to finally seeing Kamala answer some questions? Are you looking forward to the debates? Which one? Give us a little feedback. Let us know what you're thinking. And we can't wait to come back next episode with you guys. It's been really fun.
Yeah, that's right. Just let us know what you think. And you said it perfectly, Ange. I mean, to me, this is a channel for patriots. And I don't say that lightly. There's a lot of channels out there and a lot of blogs and flogs and vlogs and ulogs and all these things that patriot this and patriot that. But this is an election that being a patriot
you got
matters. This is the most important election. I originally said one of, if not the most important election in my lifetime and most of our lifetimes. With what the Democrats are looking to do, what we are hearing so far, as we've already said, this is a fast pace sliding down the hill towards a brick wall. And we won't get the wall we need. We'll get the wall we don't need. So we just got to take the time to just implore you all to let us know what you want to see and hear. Talk to us about it. Talk to each other about it. Let people know that it matters. Get out there and vote. Don't just say, well, everybody else is voting. I'm not going to worry about it. As that one graphic I put up said, we're not worried about the votes. We know the votes are out there. We're just worried about them counting. And that's why it's important to get every single one of them out there. So get out there and talk. If you're not on the side that of, I don't say we're choosing sides, but if you're not of the party affiliation that it is clear to us can do the job, that most of us say we can do, that they can do the job, talk to us why. Explain to me why. Explain why those policy points that Angie went over are good things. I want to hear that. Maybe something is there that we're missing. And as a group, getting messages already. Okay. Not for us, but they're coming in. But just take the time to listen, think, and let us know what you think. We want to hear. But I'm going to take one quick second, too. Again, I echo thank you to the subscribers. Our existing subscribers are awesome. If you're a new subscriber, please hit the like button. You can't even imagine how much that does help to like a page, watch the video. It helps with the dynamics of, no, that's me. Boink. All done. That helps get the word out a little bit, get our page out more in the YouTube world. The analytics will pick that up, and it's a big help. Just a simple thing like hitting the like button is a big help to us, and we appreciate you all taking time to do that. I want to thank Madness Production for the music. Madness Productions, you can check the website out. It's listed on our channel. Down at the beginning, down below, when you go to the header page, hit the notify button on any of the videos that are upcoming. We'd love to send you a notification, let you know we're here. And as we get closer to Election Day, I think we're going to have more frequent episodes come up leading up to the big night. And we'll be here to give as much information out in simple talk. I think it's the best way I can put it to our subscribers. We're not a big news channel. We talk in simple words and simple. We'll break it down, boil it down, and here's what we saw today. And that's really, I think, what people are enjoying so far. And we enjoy picking those things out and picking our way through the polls. And, Angie picking her way through different news events and the rallies as they come up. So you guys
Rallies and
you don't have to spend, maybe you don't have 2 hours to watch Donald J. Trump, but you can get the highlights, and we'll try to bring those to you. And we enjoy that. So, again, thank you all. Thank Madness Productions. Thank you, Angie. And I think we'll wrap it for the night. We will be back with our next episode, episode 9. That should be able to be streamed out.
God bless America.
Oh, absolutely. We ain't going to finish up without that. But we'll have another episode here probably coming up at the beginning to the middle of the week, as is warranted as we get closer to the convention. So, thanks, everybody. And as my co-host so eloquently said, God bless America. Keep coming back. We appreciate every one of you. Have a great day. Night.